40 years ago, Frank Fecser started his career at PEP, working in the classroom. He has served PEP in many capacities, becoming PEP's leader 20 years ago. In each role, Frank has been the embodiment of the teacher counselor, living out the elegant description set forth by Dr. Nicholas Hobbs.
But most of all, the teacher counselor is a decent adult, educated, well-trained, able to give and receive affection, to live relaxed, and to be firm.
He is always putting himself in the shoes of our families, our staff, our teachers, our kids, and there's a lot of value in always being so empathetic.
We are in the people business, and so for so many years he's given people his time. He's allowed people to come up and talk to him about their concerns, have questions, and share success stories, and that's just really important as a leader.
When I see that in the times that we have and the ways that he was able to pave a path of hope for us, he was able to teach me what true leadership looked like and sounded like.
Frank taught me to be persistent. He gave me a lot of good feedback over the years.
From the time I came to PEP, Frank made me feel like I was part of the family, and it was nice to be brought into a group of people with such a deep legacy.
Frank's empathy for staff is evident every day. He's genuinely concerned for their well-being because he knows firsthand how hard the work is. He truly believes that if staff are cared for, they will bring their best to caring for kids and families.
When we speak of in our industry the need to show compassion for our clients, the need to show the sanctuary steps, the various trauma-informed care principles, with Frank, I've seen it's not just slogans or words, it's the real thing. He really embodies those things, so his sincerity and his reality really come through.
A person with private resources for the nourishment and refreshment of his own life.
I've learned so many things from Frank, but if I had to pick one thing, I would say the power of integrity. Frank is always who Frank is. I've never heard a false word. I've never seen a false look. One always knows where he stands, and there's a real power in that.
I have learned that even at times where people aren't totally in agreement with you, that you can make an impact, a positive change in people's lives.
How to lead by example, to really be willing to put yourself out there, to not expect from any of your staff anything that you yourself wouldn't be willing to do.
I've seen Frank over 25 years now make some tough decisions, and he's been a role model for me when I've come across decisions I've had to make that may not be the most popular, but they're the best decisions.
His very flexible, quiet leadership, he's very democratic and does listen to other people's opinions before he goes and makes a big decision.
I've learned to listen more, and I've also learned to stay calm in the face of the storm. He's very steady kind of guy.
He always had a sense of humor and a way of making things very practical, helped me to be able to laugh at myself even when days I didn't want to laugh, but he always had a sense of positivity for me, just kind of helping me know that, yeah, you had a rough day, but tomorrow is always a chance to start over.
Frank grew up from the ranks of the organization and to, a pretty powerful role in the community. And I think the thing I've learned from him is that it's possible to be humble in spite of it. I mean, he's, really highly intelligent, highly educated man. He's, he's got a lot of authority over, a very sizable organization and a lot of people. And yet he's always relatable and humble. It's kind of remarkable, really. You just feel, relaxed when you're with him. He's just really a nice man.
Not an itinerant worker, but a professional through and through. A person with a sense of the significance of time, of the usefulness of today, and the promise of tomorrow.
Just so impressed with the way he was able to take Pep through some very difficult times. And his resilience and his fortitude and persistence in pursuing what he knew was important.
He always carries himself with a strong sense of purpose and commitment to the work that he's doing. There was no doubt that from even the early days that we were working together that we were involved in something that was really bigger than ourselves.
He's always treated people who didn't deserve dignity with dignity, and people who never really experienced dignity. He brought dignity to them. He's brought dignity to our organization and has just really passed that on to a lot of folks.
What I've learned from Frank is the importance of parent engagement. That's parents and school staff working together to support and improve learning, educating, and also the health of our children.
Well, I think the fact that PEP has come through these years, if anything, stronger than when Frank took over, is his legacy. I think Frank's leadership will always be remembered and appreciated, but survival at this stage of the game, frankly, is a significant accomplishment, and Frank has done more than help the agency survive. It's grown.
A person of hope, quiet confidence, and joy, one who has committed himself to children and to the proposition that children who are disturbed can be helped by the process of re-education.
RIAD has a questioning culture. And back in 1982, when Nicholas Hobbs in his book said that RIAD reinvents itself every day, I know that Frank really embraced that, because he's always looked for ways that PEP would learn and grow and change with the times, with the science, and with the evidence of practice that we could put into place at PEP.
It was very clear to me that he had a significant passion to address real needs of children, because the children that they serve have significant needs.
Standing on the shoulders of those greats who came before, like Nicholas Hobbs and Rico Pilata, Frank, in his quiet, unassuming way, found ways to bridge PEP to other great new leaders, people like Sandra Bloom, Nicholas Long, and Bruce Perry. I think that the bridges we've made and created in the world of trauma-informed care are going to take PEP into new and exciting places.
At PEP, we always, I think, considered ourselves trauma-informed. Before that language even became popular, RIAD was a model that we presented as important in the lives of kids who'd been harmed by life and in their development.
Sometimes our kids ask for love in the least loving ways. That really sets the stage for how we should approach every single experience with every single person. I learned that from Frank.
One word that describes Frank. There's so many that come to mind, quite honestly, but I'm gonna go with, there's so many. Loyal. He has been loyal to this agency from the time I met him.
Genuine. Frank is one of the most genuine people I have ever met.
I have two. I'm going to say a great colleague and a friend.
Believe it or not, the word that I would use is teacher. And by watching Frank and watching him and interacting with him and encountering him was how I learned to be respectful to my clients and to all the people that I worked with.
I'd say inclusive,
sincere,
kind, compassionate,
thoughtful,
empathic,
caring.
Frank is a person who has hope, and that consistently comes through. He is relentlessly hopeful.
And I just want to add how proud I am of him. And I know our kids, Katie, Sarah, and Bill, would all agree 100%.
You know, Frank, your effective and quiet leadership is admired by everyone who knows you. You are a special man with many talents and skills. And I'm most fortunate to have you as a colleague and a friend over all these years. And so on your retirement, I say congratulations, Frank. You deserve it.